Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel Bodies Health and Mechanics. In today's video, we will be discussing about how to gain weight or lean mass. So let's get started. So guys, in this video, we will be discussing about the key factors that are really important while you want to gain some good quality mass, or we can say good quality weight gain, right? Which is most of your muscle density and your bone density, as well as all the other factors which will help you improve your performance, right? So first of them is your nutrition, second your workout intensity, third and most importantly rest and recovery, right? So guys, about nutrition, before starting this topic, this nutrition thing, you guys need to know that your body needs certain amount of calories to execute all the functions, right? That is going inside the body, plus and if you're doing any workout, if you're doing the cardios and every kind of your daily activities, that all require some certain amount of energy, certain amount of calories. So you need all that in total. Those calories are known as your maintenance calories. That is variable, that varies from person to person. So what I'll say is, I'll in this video at the end I will give you a full calculations that you should do to get your exact maintenance calories. And afterwards, right, once you know that let's say x number, let's say 2000 calories are your maintenance calories, and you want to gain weight above that, you want to gain mass above that. So I will suggest you to increase your calorie intake by, let's say, 15 to 20%, right? So that will be around 2300 to 2400 calories per day. But to increase those calories, right, your appetite should also be good, right? So you need to take care of a few things while doing that, because when you are consuming some good amount of food, right, let's say you increase your food intake, it becomes sometimes tough to consume all that food, right? So you need to take care of the few things that you need to judge for yourself alone, that what kind of carbs, what sources of carbs are easily digestible for you, right? Because it varies from person to person. So like say if a person is good with the rice and if it's not good with the potatoes, then I'll suggest that he shouldn't be consuming potatoes much and he should be relying on much of the rice. So now again, let's come to the main part about the nutrition. Like in the fat loss video I've explained, like after you calculate your maintenance calories and you do a surplus in that, right, then you will be doing that same calculations, that 45% of those calories you will be consuming in the form of carbohydrates, right? Then 25% of that calories you will be consuming in the form of protein, and after that the remaining 30% you will be consuming from the form of fats, right? So with that your body will be utilizing all those carbs when you're doing your intense workouts. Okay, now let's talk about the workout intensity. And the other thing is, all of these three things, your nutrition, your workout intensity, and your rest and recovery, they are interconnected with each other. So you need to be taking care of each and every one, right? So when you keep your workout intensity, let's say low to moderate, right, then you won't be using much of the glycogen that is stored in your muscle, right? It's a simple science that if you are doing the workout at a low or moderate intensity, the body uses fat as a fuel, right? We don't want that as much when you want to gain some weight or you wanna gain some muscles. So I'll suggest you go for always high intensity workouts when you're doing when you wanna gain some weight or gain some muscles. So I'll say that your intensity should be high and you will be training. You should be training by for the repetition range of, I'll say, 4 to 6. But all the sets that you're gonna do, like take an example that you are going for the bench press, you're going for the 5 sets. Let's say the first 2 sets are the warm up, right? You're preparing your body, you're preparing your muscle to for the heavy exercises, the heavy sets. So the last 3 sets, they should be of the higher intensity, right? You should be doing at least 2 to 3 sets of the really high intensity so that you can actually use the muscle glycogen that is stored inside that muscle, right? Because when you use that glycogen, the glycogen inside the muscle will drop, right? And then you will feed the carbohydrates and they will help the glycogen to fill up again inside the muscle, right? And along with that, when you consume the protein, the right amount of protein, right, they will help you to repair that broken muscle. So it's quite simple, right? You go for the high intensity workouts, you go for heavy trainings, right? But make sure that when you're doing the high intensity exercises, right, make sure there is a spotter behind you, because I don't want you guys to get injured, right? So make sure whenever you're going for the high intensity exercises, there's a spotter behind you to spot you, and this is it for your workout intensity. So it's quite simple that your workout intensity should be high enough to challenge your muscle to grow more. Alright, now last but not least, the rest and recovery. Okay, let's suppose that you have done good legs workout, right? And good high intensity legs workout you have done, and as you guys know that after a day you feel a tremendous soreness in your legs. So it's the biggest muscle group of your body first of all, right? And definitely it will take more time to recover. So let's say in theoretical values the muscles take up to 24 to 48 hours to recover. So you have to make sure that within 48 hours your muscles are getting recovered, because you will be training every day, right? Or if you are training 3 days a week also, still you want your muscles to get recovered within 48 hours, because you got other things also lined up, right? So make sure that. And how is that gonna happen? When you take adequate amount of rest, like you are sleeping, you are giving sleep to your body. The sleep should be sound enough, right? You shouldn't be waking up at the nights, right? And the sleep should be really good, and it should be, I'll like say between 6 to 8 hours, right? Because some people like me, if I take my example, I sleep for like 6 hours a day, and my body is efficient with that, right? My body goes into a really deep sleep mode for those 6 hours, and then my recovery rate is fine, right? But I sometimes make sure that if I get better time, then I make sure that I sleep for longer durations, like 7 or 8 hours, right? But not beyond that. So you gotta make sure about your sleep. Then the next thing the recovery is based on, that is your nutrition, that is your diet. So you have to make sure that you are consuming the carbs in the right amount, the protein in the right amount, as well as the fats in the right amount, and that is it. This is how you get your muscles recovered, because if they don't get recovered well, then you won't be able to train them well for the next sessions, right? Whenever the next session comes for that particular muscle, you won't be able to train them for full. So all of them, the nutrition, your training, and your rest and recovery is interconnected, right? Then comes the one last and final point, that is about the calculations, right? uh, whenever you hit a plateau, right, whether you're doing the fat loss or whether you're going for the muscle gain or the weight gain, whenever you hit a plateau that your weight is not moving, right, so the weight is stuck at a single point. Like say you want to gain weight, you started at a 60 kg weight and you stuck at 62, 63, right? What exactly happened? What went wrong, right? Why you stuck? Because as I explained in the beginning of the video, that your body needs some right amount of calories to go for all the functions that are going inside the body, as well as all the activities you do, right? So when your body weight rises up, definitely your body's requirement rises up, right? Your body's maintenance calories are higher now, so there's nothing, you know, that you can't do, right? All you need is pen and paper again, right? You need to do the calculations again, right? Because your body weight is up now your maintenance calories are also again up. So again, calculate the maintenance calories, then again go for 15 to 20% of the surplus in those calories. So with this, I'll conclude today's video. I hope you like the video. Please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Bodies Health and Mechanics. Stay tuned.